Hey guys, so today, it's another Create a Sim. I'm thinking I might start doing a series of like gods and goddesses. I don't know. I think that could be cute. Anyway, whether or not that whether or not that becomes a thing, today we're doing Persephone because I adore Persephone. She is one of my favorites for sure. Not my favorite, but like close to the top, okay? She's so cute. Um, and I was reading, okay, so I've been doing a research paper about Greek mythology specifically and like the way it's changed through the years and shit. Excuse me. Through the years and stuff. And oh my gosh, you guys, wow. So I found this really cool book and it's called like Lost Goddesses of Early Greece or something. And it's like the original myths, right? Like from okay, oh my gosh, you guys are gonna go crazy. So the story of Hades and Persephone, right? Where he like kidnaps her and rapes her, and Demeter, like sets the world all messed up, and it turns into a huge problem. That's not even the original. In the original version, first of all, Hades doesn't even make an appearance. Okay, he doesn't even make an appearance. There's no Hades in the original one. In the original one, Demeter is also sort of in charge of like the underworld because her domain is like Earth, so above and below. But she's really busy upstairs making everything grow and stuff, and she's like, the ghosts can figure themselves out. And Persephone finds out and is like, no, someone's gotta go take care of them. And her mom's like, ah! And so then Persephone goes downstairs and deals with that. And her mom is like really bummed out. And so that is winter, and then Persephone comes back and it's spring again. Which, like, is so totally different from the version everyone knows, right? Oh my gosh, I almost went crazy when I found out. And so I'm reading this book, and I'm like, okay, like, this seems like, um, like, how can it be this different from what everybody, like, believes to be the true story, right? So I was looking through, like, the references this woman used. No, it's totally legit. A lot of times, you'll read something like that, and you're like, this is a really cute idea, but there's no way it's true. But it, like, that's like the original, bro. It's so real. I'm going crazy. Anyway, another thing this book was saying, which I thought was extremely neat, is, like, the shift in the story where all of a sudden Persephone was kidnapped and raped. It's saying came right around the time that, the areas where the myth had first, like, become popular were invaded by a cult of really violent people who worshipped Zeus. Hello, so they're saying probably that was like a reference to that, I guess, kind of. Anyway, that's one of the things I was writing about in my paper is the way that folk tales and mythology and shit have always been used as sort of like a forum to express cultural anxieties and like different kinds of wish fulfillment. So it totally fits, in my opinion. Like, I totally think that makes sense. But anyway, that's Persephone. So cool. And then, in like, a lot of the more popular myths that like people know about her, she's also totally a badass. She's like, out of all the Greek gods and goddesses, she's the only one where like her husband or whatever shares like his power being in charge of shit thing. Like, she's not like the consort, She's like fully also the queen of the underworld. Okay? Like, she's running shit. And she like can, like, I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that like, so you guys, I don't know if you know this, but there's like one or two, maybe three different places you get to go if you're like super heroic after you die. Like, it starts with Elysium and then it works up from there. And I think there's like some islands or something. So she was the one who was like, you know what, we need another tier here. We need, you can probably be even better, actually, than, going to the fancy fields. Maybe you deserve an island home. Like, she's making moves, She's making stuff happen. She's just so cool. So I gave her Dimples, because I love Dimples. I'm crazy about them. I think they are so cute. And one of the things about her that, pretty much across the board people agree, in whatever version of the myth you're reading, she's fun, she's hanging out, she's like got this whole like maiden aspect to her, She's playing in the fields and she's looking at flowers, and that just struck me as like a Dimples kind of girl deal. I, okay, because I wanted to give her like flower jewelry, right? But I didn't want it to be too fancy, I guess, because again, she's just like running around, Like, she's definitely like running barefoot through the field kind of chick. I did a lot of stuff I don't usually do. I don't usually put skin masks on Sims. I don't usually put eyelashes on Sims. I don't know why. It's not that I don't like how it looks. I watch like Create a Sim videos where people put them on all the time, and I think it's great, but I almost never do it. But for her, I was like, oh my gosh, she's doing that whole like goddess thing. Let's go crazy here. Let's make her skin all fancy. Let's make her eyes have fluffy bits. We're doing it. So, that's where we're at. The only downside to eyelashes is that then, like, if the eyes aren't shaped exactly right, there's like a little, like, part in between. Luckily, I have a bunch of really fun eyeshadows. Then I wanted to give her, eyeliners. I wanted to give her, some sort of, like, I wanted her to be mostly, like, pink and green, right? Because, spring or whatever. But I didn't want the makeup to be too heavy either, because I feel like she's kind of like a, like flower child type deal. I think this is the eyeshadow that I went with. I use this one a lot. I downloaded it somewhat recently, and I use it all the time. I love it. I really like this blush. At first I was like, I don't know, because it makes the nose all red, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about that, but actually I think it's really cute, and it makes your cheeks all flushed and rosy, and I don't know, there's just something fun about it. I wanted to give her rosy cheeks, but I felt like it wasn't really working super well, so I went like a little more subtle than I'd been planning to go. I wanted to give her pink lips, like pink pink. I don't usually do pink lips. I don't know why. But I wanted them to be pink. And then I saw that lipstick, and I use it pretty often, honestly, and I was like, wait, this is the one, actually, because I think it's so cute. I really like a nude lip. I really like a bit of subtlety, I really do. And then I spent forever trying to choose an outfit for her. I couldn't decide if I wanted to go, like, fully, like, ancient Greek type shit, or stick with something a little more modern, but still, like, you got the vibe. But I eventually went with something a little more modern. It wasn't this one. I wanted to have like a short-ish dress, I wanted to have pink and green happening at the same time. That did not end up happening. But it's okay, see, because I really like this one, but it wasn't really working for me in this, like, situation. I don't know, it wasn't what I was imagining. Even though I wasn't really totally sure what I was imagining in the first place. Also, this video gets kind of long. It's like 16 minutes or something, but that is because I also did a second outfit for her. I think this dress is so cute! And I was thinking about using it, but then I saw another one. Yeah, this one. And I looked through, like, all the swatches on this one, I think, pretty much. And I just, this is it. I don't know how you guys are gonna feel about it. I know it's, like, a little, like, more subtle, less fancy, for sure. And after all the, like... Okay, I looked at this one, right? And I was like, whoa! But then I decided, it's too much. Because, okay, this is gonna sound so ridiculous. But I wanted it to stop, like, to not be a floor-length dress. I wanted it to be a, like, hopping fences dress. You cannot hop fences in a floor-length dress. If you would like, you may imagine that she's wearing like shorts underneath her or something, so that when she's hopping fences, there's no issues with that. But really, I mean, you know. What was I saying? I don't recall. Nope, it's gone. Anyway, so then I looked at shoes a little bit and I was like, never mind, barefoot. She's running around barefoot. And that's fine because she's a goddess and you're allowed to do that. I wanted to give her flower jewelry, but then I was like, no, we're going too heavy on the jewelry, so I deleted like most of it, I think. But I did give her like a little anklet because I downloaded some anklets recently and they're so cute, so I use them all the time now. Also, okay, I made her a spellcaster, and yes, it is because she's a goddess. Shush. I was really, the whole time I was making this, I was thinking about, you guys know that one spell where it's like and then there's Herbio, where like you can make a plant or like, you know, garden a plant with magic? That's what I was envisioning for her here. So here I am, I'm kind of looking over some traits. I was thinking, you know, because there's all these different versions of the myth. I was like, what does she like doing? But I eventually went kind of, you know, yeah, I just went for that one because it was like the easiest, I guess. And then I looked through here some. I know she's good. And then I think I made her. Okay. I downloaded a bunch of like CC traits because of who I am as a person. So I think I made her like lovable or something. Or no, I made her unforgettable. Because Hades looked at her one time and was like, oh, that's the one, and then he never changed his mind. Okay, this is the part where it gets a little long. I also wanted to do like a more like formal, like, you know, Queen of the Underworld type look for when she's underground being queen. And this one took not as much time because I'd already done like her face and her body and stuff, but still a fair amount of time because I couldn't decide on the dresses at all. This is the one I went with. I do change her hair and shit, yeah. I guess I could decide on dresses. That was actually really quick. There was something where I like couldn't make a decision. I downloaded his hair recently. I think it's so fun. I think it's so fun! I think it's on my blog too, so. I know the flower crown I'm about to put on her. I know that's on my blog. For sure. This one. I made it sort of like a darker, like purpley color, which I'm gonna do in just a second. Not like purple, but more like maroon, maybe? Burgundy-ish, you know? I keep forgetting the name of that color. It's got a name, and I keep forgetting it, and it's a little frustrating sometimes. So then I flicked through a bit. I was trying to decide what, like, jewelry I wanted to give her, where I wanted to go with this, because I wanted to stick with, like, the darker color scheme, but still sort of, you know, keeping some pink in there. Because, I mean, it's not like she changes personas when she goes to the underworld. She just gets, you know, she's got different responsibilities now. She's not making flowers grow, she's doing stuff with dead people. Okay, that sounded kind of like weird the way I said it, so just pretend you didn't hear that, because, wow. I don't think I gave her a necklace. I think I just took off the one she was wearing. I thought about it, and then I was like, I don't know, there was something at the collar on the dress that made me not want to give her a necklace. So skip that, but I did change her eye makeup. I think I changed it to this, actually. It comes out, like, really dark, okay? And at first I was like, I don't know, like, that's really a lot just to have on her eyes. Like, but I decided I liked it like that. This is the part where I wanted to make her look, like, paler, you know? Like, a little, like, ashier, I guess? Because she's underground, being spooky. But it wasn't working, so I decided not to in the end. And then I looked at this one a little bit, because it's, oh my gosh, it's so cute, and it's got like all these like pink and blue and green in it. But I decided it wasn't working, so I got rid of that too. This is the lipstick I went with, but I found a shade that was like closer to like the flowers in her hair. Sorry guys, I've been working and I'm just losing my voice. I got moved to a different group of kids at the aftercare center I work with, and the people that have been in charge of them maybe have not been, like, you know, as firm as I usually am. And, uh, they're just, I do like them. I really like the kids, but they're like feral. They're rabid, you guys. They're just off the wall crazy. So I'm definitely losing my voice a little bit, but it's okay. We'll get them figured out. And honestly, they're really cute kids. Like, I really like kids. I think they're fun. I think they're cute. We can all hang out. Kids don't ask me difficult questions. Kids aren't like, why did you wait 5 weeks to start your research paper? They're like, haha, same. They're like, what's a research paper? They're like, you have to pay for your textbooks? That's crazy. And I'm like, yeah, I know! Alright, so that's pretty much the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.